Hi. Recently, this is about the Felco 82 power pruner, the head. This is an obsolete, really not supported anymore product, but they're still in circulation because they're built very well. My understanding is you can still get these jaw pieces. But if you're curious and you have one and you want to know what's in it, do you need to do any preventive maintenance to keep it running? I'm going to try and answer some of that. I have no access to documentation. I talked to a service tech at Amberg's, I believe. I'll put a link in down below, who told me it's really not supported. The electronics aren't there anymore, the motor, whatnot. So if it dies, it is gone. But anyway, this is the pruning head. It's extremely powerful. When you have a fresh charge on a battery set, it really does rock, and it will save you a lot of wear and tear on your own hands. So there it is, Swiss made. It's great. Now, I'm going to satisfy your curiosity, and we're going to go inside by taking out these two screws just forward of the trigger guard. Once I've loosened the screws, okay, with a smaller flathead screwdriver, straight blade, this shield comes off. Oh, I'm sorry, back up. Never work on this unless it's unplugged, and start with the jaws open. That was a recommendation from the service tech, but absolutely positively it should not be connected to a power supply unit. Unplug it. Now, what you have inside is you'll see a worm gear that goes back to a high torque motor in the handle, and the trigger. The trigger moves back and forth, pressing down on a little, which I imagine might be optical because I don't hear anything. But there's a switch in there, and it detects whether you want to go forward or back based on the position of the switch. Then there's the worm gear drive that's moving the jaw back and forth. Now, close examination of this switch, and you'll see it's very proprietary. There's a ribbon cable, flat ribbon cable, that's like a circuit board design that electrically connects it into the control handle, and if it breaks, it breaks. So I'm taking this apart to show you so that you don't have to go in there. I've noticed that there's a little bit of lift on my insulation here. I'm going to put a piece of electrical tape over it so it doesn't get any worse. If I was going to do anything in here, I would be putting a very, very light dab of grease on the thread. Just the lightest. Probably doesn't need it. Okay. My understanding, and also up front here, I might wipe away some of the dirt that's built up on there. But considering how old this is, it's so clean in here and it's not broken that I'm fine with it. Okay, so my understanding is this hardware here, that nut, and that is replaceable, which you probably never have to do, and the jaw sets. Now if you look at this one here, I have a close-up, and you'll see that there's a little bit of shiny on the inside. That's kind of telling me that this isn't as sharp as it could be, because that means there's a little bit of a gap now between it and this blade. Felco, for all their tools, has a common sharpening procedure for this blade. Look at the instructions. Do what they tell you to do to sharpen the blade. Otherwise, disassembling this long enough so this bottom jaw will come off, you put a little bit of grease behind here, not out here, but just behind here to lubricate how they go together. That's it. That's all you need to do to keep this puppy running. So that's what's inside of Felco 82. Minimal maintenance, which is great. While I have it apart, I'll use a wire brush to clean these jaws off. Just clean it. But Felco also makes a silicon-based lubricating oil, a little spray can, that you could spritz in there too, and you wouldn't have to take it apart. I would kind of recommend the oil over grease because grease tends to collect dirt. So that's it. Um, if you have a broken cable or the like, you may be out of luck. This connector, the OEM is amp, but it's too much trouble for me to try and source it all the way down, and I have no information at all on the pinouts. So they're built to last. When it's done lasting, it's done. Okay, I hope that answered your questions. When you put this back together again, you want to be gentle, slipping that in, push it down, and then it slides back. You see how the trigger moved a bit? Okay, so, and then you're going to refasten those two screws in. I'm going to put the electrical tape on there first. But anyway, that's the Felco 82. I hope that's answered maybe some questions you had about what's going on inside and what you can do to make it last longer. All right, wonderful gift, and 2 battery packs, and if you look on eBay, you can replace the nickel cadmium battery packs with metal hydride batteries, which will hold a charge much longer. Same capacity, but also a faster charge rate than the NiCads. So that's a good deal. Take care. Bye.